Hello, welcome to 9 Design 3D. Today we will make basic subway train cinematic animation. Let's go to the tutorial. First, we will add a plane to our scene and scale in y-axis a bit. We will make one piece of the train first. E to extrude your plane and delete two faces of it. Add loop cut with Ctrl R, Z to wireframe and delete half of the vertices. You can give to edges Ctrl B to bevel, shade smooth and auto smooth. Select all faces with A, E to extrude, right click and Alt S to scale. For the door hole, we will add a cube, scale and place it to your train base mesh. In Tab to Edit mode, select your edges, Ctrl B to bevel. If it's weird, first Ctrl A, apply all transform, after that give again bevel, shade smooth and auto smooth. Add boolean modifier to your train base mesh. If it's look a bit weird, I think it's all about the bevel of the train base mesh. G to move in Z axis a bit. Ctrl A to apply your boolean modifier. Door hole is ready. Choose your door object. Shift E to duplicate for making windows for it. Ctrl J to join them together. Don't forget to scale an x-axis. Add boolean modifier to your door and choose your object as your windows. Select your window faces, I to inset. And X to delete faces. With the Alt, select your edge line, right click, loop tool, bridge. Make same thing to the other. For loop tool, you can go edit, preferences, add-ons, and right loop tool, and check it. If you want, you can add some details to your door with adding plane and E to extrude of the some faces for border lines of it. You can scale, shift it to duplicate for your door details. For the window, again we will add a cube and place it where you want. In Tab to Edit mode, select your edges and Ctrl B to bevel them again. Shade smooth and auto smooth. After that, select your train base mesh. We will give another boolean modifier on it. Ctrl A to apply your modifier. With two faces of your window, I to inset and X to delete faces. Alt and select your edges and Shift Alt. Select other edge, right click loop tool, bridge. You can add inner border to this. For this, shift E to duplicate and scale it. For the window detail, you can shift E to duplicate for the plain part and E to extrude a bit or scale, how you want. Let's make window. I will use a basic plane for this. If you want to open or giving your animation to your door, you can add small piece of the plane. Ctrl J to door parts. Add a cube for top of the train's part and scale. Add loop cut to this and you can G to move bottom edges in x-axis. And Ctrl B to bevel for some sharp edges. If you want make a advertisement table of this type of thing, you can add a plane, E to extrude, I to inset inner of it, and E to extrude again. Set origin to geometry and place it to your piece. For giving another details, you can shift it to duplicate it. For your frame, you can add some map image in inner of it. Choose your inner faces and S in y-axis. For the top part of the train, you can add a plane, scale and place it to upper of it. In tab to edit mode, E to extrude, if you want to add some channels to this, Ctrl R to loop cut, choose your edges, Ctrl B to bevel and E to extrude in Z-axis. If you want in edit mode, with pressing L, you can shift it to duplicate some part of mesh, as like before join. You can add other details to your train. Select all of it and add them to a collection with M. Ctrl J some part of it. And don't forget to check Auto Smooth. Add array modifier. In x-axis set 0 and in y-axis for your door you can set it or fit into the door hole. How you want, you can set your value like that. For the window we make same thing, adding array modifier, set 0 in x-axis and y-axis you can change your value for fit into the window hole. If it looks separated, you can choose your top part of the train and L, you can press P. For the top side part meshes, you can add another array modifier. If you don't want to high count for it, you can scale in y-axis. Let's make some lights. Add plane, E to extrude in Z-axis, I to inset and E to extrude inner part of it. Place it for top of your train piece. Choose edges with Alt because we will give some bevel. And add array modifier to this. For another channels, for your top part of the train base mesh, you can give some bevels to this and E to extrude in Z-axis for details. You can shift it to duplicate in Z-axis and G to move. Place it bottom part of your train base mesh. For the seats, we will shift it to duplicate top panels part. Add plane and rotate in y-axis in 19 degree. For back part of your seat, we will use it like that. E to extrude in x-axis and add loop cut for this. After adding loop cut, choose your bottom face and E to extrude in x-axis again. You can give some bevels for the seat edges where you want, and with the middle mouse button you can increase the count of it. Shade smooth and auto smooth. Place it how you want. For the rails we will add cylinder. Press Shift Z and scale it like that. It won't scale in z-axis. It will scale in x and y-axis. Place it inner of your train. If you want to give some shape of it, Z to wireframe, in tab to edit mode choose your edges, E to extrude, rotate, and E to extrude again. For sharp edges, choose your edge with Alt and Ctrl B to bevel. Our rail is ready. You can shift it to duplicate and place it to your train base mesh. For the side part of the seat, you can add another rails and make same method. Ctrl B to bevel some part of it for smoothness. We will add mirror modifier to our train and Ctrl A all transform. For fit it. If you want, you can choose your all parts and last selection with the modified part and Ctrl L copy modifier, but sometimes its result become weird, so I will add one by one for my pieces to mirror modifier. For the middle rails, you can add cylinder with the same method. For the back of it, add a plane and scale, shift it to duplicate your door and delete your mirror modifier. You can place it to your plane for back part of the train piece. In tab to edit mode for borders, you can press L and shift it to duplicate them. If you want, with the P, you can separate it. For the window holes, I add some loop cuts near of the borders. If you want, you can add another small pieces for your window glasses, but I will make it like that. You can choose your glass faces and delete them. And you can add your plane for giving separated glass material. Let's give some materials for it. I will use a bit of gray material for the train. I increased metallic and decreased roughness a bit. If you want, you can download some textures for this. But my animation scene will be night scene, so I will add my own materials for this, with decrease in roughness and increasing some metallic parts of it. You can add second material with plus, and in edit mode you can assign your second material where you want to edit. For the lights, you can add some emission as a second material. As an image texture, I will use a sign frame for this. I found this image on Google. You can assign your second material as an image texture, and in UV Edit tab, you can place it to fit into your border. Or if you want, you can add another image texture as a map. If you want, you can add some advertisement images, how you want. For seat, I make a bit blue color. For the plastic looking, I decrease roughness. For glass material, I will use Blender kit. I showed before how to download and set up. You can check my YouTube channel. You can download Blender kit add-on from their website. In add-ons, you can install it, and after that it will come here. Check and open it, and create an account, login. I'm searching glass material. You can drag and drop to your plane of your glass material like that. With the Sketchfab add-on, I will make a bit of city look like. For this, you can go to the GitHub page. Under the latest release, download Sketchfab plugin 150. It's working on Blender 3.4. With the same method, you can press install and choose your zip file. It will be checked. You can create an account and log in it. I showed them before on my channel. You can check it if you want to learn details. In the Sketchfab add-on, for making city, actually I won't make a city. I will add some wheels to my scene. My camera will be look from the inside. I will get inner animation. You can place it for the buildings, shift it to duplicate and rotate. If you want, you can add another type of the buildings like that. Not only building, I will download some trees and import here, and I will place it on my scene like that. I want a bit light on the buildings, so in tap to edit mode you can find which material of it and change it with emission, give some color and increase strength. It will look like that in cycle view. Which color you want you can set. For the city, you can add some area lights. You can place it and change color and increase powers or decrease how you want. I will give a bit of city look for my animation. For the train, with M, add to collection for all parts. Make same thing for the city parts. Add empty cube and choose your all train pieces. As the last selection, choose your cube. Ctrl P and object keep transform. Cube will be affect all your train parts. With the camera you can make same thing for parenting. You can set your camera. For camera Shakify add-on, you can search on Google like that. In the GitHub page you can download zip. In the same method you can install this zip file and it will be activate on your add-ons. Camera Shakify, it's come to the camera settings. We will edit. Choose your cube. Press I in set location rotation scale. Go to last frame on the timeline. G to move your cube where you want. and press I location rotation scale again. It will be move in y-axis like that. For camera, you can add your keyframes how you want. Set your angles and add your keyframes. You can scale or G to move your frames on the timelines. For setting your speed, if you don't want to work on the graph editor. I will make it basic way. After set your keyframes, choose your camera in Shakify, press plus and you can choose the close-up. Increase your scale for giving vibes. It looks like you can hold the camera with the gimbal. You can set your speed if you want more vibes for this. In cycle view, when you press the play animation, it can be a bit glitchy, but don't worry, it's not matter. For the compositing, we will render an image. After render it, you can close this page. Go to Compositing tab, check Use Nodes, add RGB curve. We will set our colors and lights on it, and add viewer, plug them each other. If you want, you can add some lens distortion for a bit retro look. You can set your values and fit it. I will give some greeny color, so I will play with the RGB curves. For output, you can choose frame rate 30 FPS. Select your output file and file format FFmpeg. Encoding MPEG-4. You can set it like that and get your animation. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If I missed something, tell me on the comments. See you later in new tutorials.